السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is the second video, inshallah, for evidence for the Quran. And in this video, inshallah, we're going to take this verse from Surah Hud, chapter 11, verse number 13. This verse, chapter 11, verse number 13. يقول الله عز وجل: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أم يقولون افتراه قل فأتوا بعشر سور مثله مفتريات وادعوا من استطعتم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين. Or do they say he invented it? Means the Quran. Say then, bring 10 surahs like it that have been invented, and call upon for assistance whomever you can beside Allah, if you should be truthful. Now we're gonna, inshallah, to comment on this verse and to see the evidence for the Quran. The word أم يقولون افتراه, or do they say he invented it? This is a conclusion. Everybody knows. Let me talk in Arabic then in English. كل إنسان عاقل يعلم أنه للحكم على أي شيء يجب دراسة الموضوع دراسة تحليلية عميقة قبل أن نصل إلى حكم. In order to give a decision regarding anything, you have to study the topic deep enough, and you have to analyze the information in order to give hukum or a decision regarding any topic. And this is for healthy mind. Any healthy mind or pure mind, in order to give a decision, you have to study the topic first. You have to analyze the information first. And after you study the topic in depth and analyze the information, you could give a decision regarding any topic. So over here, أم يقولون افتراه, this is a decision. This is a decision of the people who don't believe in the Quran. So the people who don't believe in the Quran, they will come and say, oh, Muhammad, he invented the Quran. And we hear that a lot. Actually, since the revelation of the Quran, the source of the Quran became problem for the disbeliever. And the most, we remember the story of Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, when he had to give a decision regarding the Quran. He said, I don't remember what Al-Walid said. He said, it's beautiful. That's in general what he said. أعلاه لحلاوة وإنه لمضغ إنه وعليه لطراوة. You see, this is a good decision regarding Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira. If he follow his healthy mind, his pure mind, but he change his mind and he follow his desire, so he disbelieve in the Quran. In the meantime, he knows that the Quran is beautifully it is very beautiful, but he didn't follow his healthy mind. He followed his desire, Walid ibn al-Mughira, for the disbeliever to be happy. So, since the revelation of the Quran, the source of the Quran is a problem for the disbelievers. And the story of Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira is the biggest example, that the source of the Quran is from Allah. This is for the believer. Now the disbeliever, if he doesn't admit to that, he should give an explanation what's the source of this Quran. And that's where it becomes a problem. Because studying the Quran and analyzing the Quran will indicate it is from the Creator. So after you study the Quran and you analyze the Quran and you reflect on the Quran deeply with healthy mind, and that's the most important thing, you have to have a healthy mind. You shouldn't follow your whims and desires. Now, this is called information analysis, or analyzing information. We use this in every discipline. We analyze information. Whenever a scientist write a hypothesis, we analyze, we reflect on his hypothesis. The scientific method, we analyze, we reflect on each input. So analyzing the Quran and analyzing the information in the Quran and reflecting on them, what they will lead to, will indicate with a healthy mind and a healthy heart that the source of the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the heavens and the earth. That's for the believer. Now, when the disbeliever wants to come and say, no, it's not, so he should give an explanation. What's the source of the Quran? Where is this Quran came from? In this ayah, we have this kind of explanation from the disbeliever who's saying, Am yaqulun aftara. Or, so the disbeliever is saying, oh, Muhammad, he invented the Quran. So you're saying, after you analyze, after you study the Quran, and you analyze the information in the Quran, you came to conclusion that Muhammad invented the Quran, alayhi afdal salatu wassalam. That's for the disbeliever. So you have the information, you have the analysis of the information, so it is easy for you to invent something like what Muhammad invented. And that's why Allah in so many verses says, Alif Lam Mim. So this Quran, it is composed of the element of alphabet of Arabic language. Go ahead, invent something like it. In kuntum sadiqin. If you were truthful in your study of analyzing the Quran and studying the Quran as a healthy mind, in kuntum sadiqin. But they're not truthful. They just want to give any answer to satisfy their shaitan. And their answer, he invented it. It doesn't stand with the analysis of the information and the topic. So when we take this answer and we compare it to the analysis of the information, it's not correct. It's not convincing. And this is another point, that Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, he was so smart. When Quraysh told him, we say he is crazy about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Walid said, we know the crazy people, and we know the kahin, and this doesn't sound like it. So Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira was smarter than a lot of the disbelievers. That it's not a matter of saying or claiming, it's a matter of saying something will convince people. People won't be convinced when we say that Muhammad is kahin alayhi afdal salatu wassalam. People won't be convinced when we say this is a poet or shi'r al-jahili. People will hear it for a minute, then people will think about it, and people won't be convinced. Same thing over here. أَمْ يَقُولُونَ افْتَرَى. Okay, this is a saying, but does the disbeliever will be convinced? The one who use their mind and analyze the information, they won't be convinced. أم يقولون افترى قل فأتوا بعشر سور مثله مفتريات وادعوا من استطعتم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين. So this is a challenge. It's being brought from the Quran from 1,400 years ago. And I think in this verse, Allah is so merciful with the disbeliever that He's trying to bring them back to their healthy mind, that if you really want to give a decision, at least, man, study the topic. And when you study the topic and you analyze the information in the Quran, you will not say he invented it. Why? Because there is information in the Quran. No creature know it. No human being can know the prophecies of the Quran, which is they talk about the future, about the day of judgment, how the universe will die, how the universe started, how the universe is expanding, so many information in the Quran. It tells us it's impossible for any human being to invent this Quran. Like how Allah created the heavens and the earth in the beginning of time. Nothing were created at that time. How can Muhammad invent such a thing? He doesn't know. Even if you say, okay, he took it from different culture, different civilization, how he would know to pick the right info? So when you say Muhammad alayhi sallam, he invented this Quran, when we look at this answer, we'll find that it doesn't stand when we compare it to the information in the Quran. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam came 1,400 years ago. That was a long time. The Quran talked about the expansion of the universe. How Muhammad would know about the expansion of the universe from 1,400 years ago if he invented the Quran? Or even he and the Sahaba and all the human being at the time of Muhammad tried to invent the Quran. How they would know information, only the Creator knows it. You see, this becomes problematic to the disbeliever. When you come and analyze the information in the Quran and analyze the answer of the disbeliever and you try to match them, they don't match. Logically speaking, they don't match. The answer doesn't match we say مقدمات ونتائج. Any conclusion will have مقدمات. See, the مقدمات has to be in harmony with the نتائج. Like fundamentals of physics, like the fundamentals of chemistry. You have to explain the phenomena according to the fundamentals of physics or chemistry. Why? Because المقدمات يجب أن تتسق مع النتائج. So I think I'll stop right here, but the verse is very clear. It's a challenge to the disbeliever, the one who doesn't believe that the Quran, the source of the Quran, is the creator of the heavens and the earth. Their conclusion was, okay, we studied the Quran, we analyzed the Quran, we came to a conclusion that it is invented. Okay, bring something like it invented. Invent something like the Quran. This is in the simpler form. Now, what we just comment on, this is just a thought, giving a thought to the verse. If I'm correct, it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I'm wrong, it's from me and shaitan. Allah wa rasuluhu bari'an min. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.